Hello, traders. Welcome to the stream. It's Monday, and we have some assets pumping, but the biggest winner, I think, via market cap was Apple, and we did it, man. Right? Crossed 260.10, the former all-time high that was achieved December 26th. 2024, one day after Christmas. So Jesus chimes where Jesus chimes is due. Hype in the chat. Decent volume on the breakout. So you got to wonder, we got upgrades and stuff from analysts and all that, but you got to wonder if this is a real technical breakout that would send us into price discovery. We know those targets would be. Just like all the rest, man. This is just another one that has been lagging behind, but the same anchor points from the all-time high from December here was a little different than what we saw on Nvidia and Google and all that when they were making all-time highs in February. This began its correction earlier, but nevertheless, the all-time high in that Q4, Q1 high point to low point of the April correction, where Microsoft and Nvidia Nvidia saw 1618 for the first time very recently, right? Like a week ago, two weeks ago. Google saw its 1618. It's been consolidating there. And here's Apple, has not even seen a 1272. That's going to be your first target, 285, 1414, 297.86. So let's just say 299.99, $300. And then the golden mean ratio is $316. So that is, right, if this was the NVIDIA chart, we would have already seen 316. If this was Microsoft, we would have seen it already. If it was Google, we would have seen it already. So a lot of catching up to do. And this is what we were discussing about how did the index funds, how does the S&P see its next fib extension target? How does the NASDAQ do it? Might be Apple, a market driver. So upside potential, if you're just going to go in price discovery, and they can keep it tame within this channel or something too, and just time goes by and the supply line gets higher up and they keep testing it. But if you're just talking about overall, if this is a real breakout and you wanted to know percentage upside to the first Fibonacci extension, you're looking about 8.5% upside. If you were going to go to that psychological $300 level, the 1414 fib extension, about 13.48%. If you wanted a gold mean ratio, if you wanted to play with the big boys, the three big boys, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Google, the only three of the Mag 7 to achieve a 1618, you would have 20% upside here. So that's just where we're at, and it's beautiful to see. Figured there was something happening, man. Eventually, it was going to happen. So good to see it. Apple's still an okay buy. Well, God, dude, got thunderstormed out there. Yeah, in terms of the swing trader framework, not necessarily, but if you're if you're confident that this breakout's real, I just said 20% upside to the 1618, 8+% upside to the 1272. So yeah, all right, awesome stuff, man. Let's go to let's just switch it back to Bitcoin now. That, my God, Amazon's web service was down for most of the day, causing havoc and outages across many different applications. So had to look at other exchanges if you wanted to see spot price of Bitcoin. Good news, there wasn't much going on. Bitcoin's trading about where the price froze on Coinbase, where Coinbase was down so long. But great news, man, like over the weekend, Alabama destroyed Tennessee by 3 possessions. Hype in the chat. But another thing happened during the weekend. A morning star reversal developed. Okay, you can't just have a morning star by itself on the 18th. That was Saturday. On Sunday, we caught follow through. And the great news about Friday was it looked like everything was over on the birthday stream, right? Where Bitcoin was breaking that key support 106. And traders never settled up below it. That's sometimes how they do it. He had broken the 200-day simple moving average for the first freaking time since late April. Not great, man. Lots of very kind of scary things technically were going on, but it's not about the breakdown or anything. It's about the follow through, and the only follow through we received was a potential bullish reversal candle. It became confirmed on Sunday with a follow through candle, right? The candle closed higher than the Japanese candlestick reversal itself. And now today, and they also recaptured the 200-day simple moving average. And today at the low point, buyers just went to go retest the 200 moving average as a support, it seems like. And we've rallied and recaptured 109.358, another big level, a massive level, the Trump inauguration all-time high from January 20th. And that's where we are. I mean, we are technically safe above this zone here. So now it's just more about, can we get it going? Do we have a bullish dragon pattern? If we do have a bullish dragon pattern, X, A, B, C, we have broken the spine, I believe, of that dragon. Like that, something like this. And it's also like, hey, I mean, if you're above 109.38, we're okay. I mean, the only place I'm worried about is if Bitcoin's actually falling below 106 and we are catching candle closes below that level. I think you're in a lot of trouble for 100K. But the buyers came in. So I'm just talking about, we could be in the midst of painting this, right? It's a I mean, that's dragon-esque, man. So 886, my God, would it not be like perfect? Would it not be like artwork if we were completing the C wave and the C to D wave was beginning to unfold here? The upside potential would take us right to the top of this range.
God candle day feels amazing, man. Squeeze thing.
What's up, 3D printers? Dude, yeah, Triple D was doing things. Highest level in a while. Well, but the 3D printing, Triple D, and then the other one was SYS or whatever, they were both looking all right. Triple D was perfect right on the weekly. Oh my God. You know, I think it's over doubled now for sure since that it was identified, and that was a dealer's choice setup, right? Where people are like, hey man, here, you pick. And then I'm scanning through the watch list, and then all of a sudden, boom, Triple D is there, and it's perfect. So if you were, okay, so we'll look at Triple D, all right? But this is just maybe something to think about. Like, if we're fortunate sons here, key levels being recaptured, maybe we do have some upside, right? This is a completely invalid idea if or when Bitcoin really falls below 103.6. So upside potential, just to complete this potential W shape, was about 11.55% upside. That's insane. Wow. I hope it's real. I really hope it's real, man. But can't you see it? It's the dragon, possibly. I mean, in fact, it's not even possibly a dragon, because it's like it's broken out. It's like a confirmed bullish dragon. Gosh dang, hold on. What the heck? Oh, oops, I got it. No, come on. What the? Here we go. Yeah, we look on the lesser time scale, like the 4 hour or something like that. You see it? I mean, it's there. Certainly there. I mean, in every way, it's perfect. You have a minimum 113% retrace from the A point to B point to the C point. 113 minimum. Your B points, what is that? What is going on? Why is that staying there? Your B point's a 50% retrace. It's potential dragon, man. Okay, so they could do this like, hey, 3 handles in a row are green, right? Oh man, they could come down, do something like this, really test the hearts and minds of men. Do something like that, and then you get back down here and you start putting in higher lows on lesser time scales than the lowest low. My God, it might be a trade setup. There's a tremendous amount of liquidity here. And if they reconfirm it, like it would be nice to see that. That'd be a stronger form of confirmation. Then you'd start being able to say, after the breakout, we've got like evidence of like accumulation, reaccumulation, and a strategic level for an entry, a stop loss, and incredible upside. The failure from sellers to break the trading range. They broke the crap out of it, dude. They did it, man. But nay, they have recaptured it. Now maybe they might want to reconfirm it, because they did kind of on October 19th. But you see something like that, I'll be posting a trade setup. All right, so that's where we're at on Bitcoin. It's not too bad. You know, it could have been a lot worse. It was looking like it could have been a lot worse, and it just wasn't. So I'd like to see 109.358 and maybe 107, 108 again for a test locally. Things will never quiet down, bro. You got Trump ready to go, man, with his tweets. What's that? You're getting comfortable? Tweet. Dump this ass. But then pump it in 2 days. Because the tweet, JK, bro. Haha. So interesting developments on Bitcoin, all right? As gold rips people's faces off. What is Bitcoin, man? I don't even know anymore. Trading at the same price as trading at in May. Virtually trading the same price as trading at December of 2024. Absolutely no yield. What's the yield for real? Right now. Currently, in 306 days, Bitcoin is up 2%. All right. But hey, failed bearish breakdown to a degree. In fact, in some ways, not even a bearish breakdown, because traders never settled up below that old candle high close from December 16th and January 20th, 2025, right? They never closed below it. And there it is. We're late, so we do have the local on the lates past the tardy sauce. Mondays are always bad for me. So Jesus chimes for the daily candle close in crypto. Highest daily candle close confirmed since, oh my God, October 15th. Wow, insane. What a dragon, man. What a potential dragon here. What a potential dragon. All right, I mean, really, outside of 112, this is the bottom of the trading range. It just is. It just is, man. Outside of 112, 11+% upside if it's just going to do the same thing it's been doing since July. Up and down between 109 and 123, 124. All right, that's your Bitcoin. Pretty cool development, really. We're safe for now. Good news on Ethereum a little bit, man. They have recaptured the key level. What key level? 3950. 3950 is a big deal. I don't care who you are, you can't argue with it. 3950 is the weekly. Let me show you the weekly. How big of a deal it is. It's the candle close from May of 2021. It's the candle close from August 2021. Right? It's virtually the pattern, the 510-day large pattern, the right angle descending riding formation. It is the old cell wall, the top of it. They're still, by the grace of God, trying to defend this level. I don't even know how they will. You know, Bitcoin, you got a chance, man. You can't say it's over yet. The traders did settle up yesterday above it, so it was like, how? Right? There hasn't been a candle below the structure's top yet. So you are fine, certainly like a fruit fly. That is Ethereum. Possibly still down sloping consolidation. It's not over yet. And even if, okay, worst case scenario, my God, Bitcoin can't do the thing, dude. You fall to 3,000. It's still technically kind of okay. It's just a false bullish breakout, but they could still put in a much higher low than the previous discernible swing lows on the weekly. You pivot and you run again later, and it's just, oh my God, dude, it's freaking January. It's freaking March before Ethereum does the thing, the all-time high breakout price discovery, if it's ever going to do it. So, okay, update. That's your update on Ethereum. All right. I mean, whatever. We can go to, like, the others. Do we even care anymore, really, chat? BNB. Fell back into this crazy channel. Had a couple good days, but just confirming the channel supply line as supply again, and that's it. $1,000 retest would be phenomenal. Take you to the bottom of the channel, maybe oversold in the uptrend. Maybe that'd be a better spot, and they could put in from this low point to high point, maybe an 88% retrace or something down there. Again, not really something that's tradable right now, right? Not even intriguing. See, Bitcoin's kind of like, man, it might be intriguing if we get a retest of 108 or something down here and put in that higher low locally, right? The zone anywhere between 107, I think 107 to 107.7 is a good zone for them to retest and defend. And it could be actionable at that point. All right, whatever, BNB. Large market cap crypto. They scammed a lot of people. 10,000 plus people got liquidated, I believe. It was crazy. XRP. We discussed this. It's in a no trade zone, right? You're at a point of no trading. There's just no way to strategize. There's no levels it's testing formally. It's either 265, 272 zone, or it's 190, 196. You're in between them. It doesn't even matter. Nothing to do here but look at it. Still below the 200 moving average. Still potentially putting in a lower high than the previous high. Nothing endearing about this right now. And that's it. Cool, dude. I think a retest of 190, 196 would be awesome on this one. It's almost like, yeah. Makes the most sense, but how does it get there? Bitcoin holds 107 if they retest. Yeah, that's the good question, because it would have to melt down to get there. And Solana trying to put in a higher low locally like Ethereum, but as you can see, the past 2 days, 191, key inflection point regarded as resistance. So at this point, if you're going to put in a higher low, you're going to defend the 200 moving average. The next step is to recapture key levels. You haven't done that yet. After you recapture the key levels, then you have to break above that local previous high. They haven't done that yet either. So the verdict's still out, not in a good spot, right? Like Bitcoin at least is trading above a key inflection point. Solana's trading below a key inflection point. So for a risk management strategy, very tough. Because in fact, if you hold below 191, given enough time, the target's just 160 down here. So you need to be trading above 198. You need to be correlating positively above that level, like we've seen it do that before in September. We did it in late September too, early and late. But now below it, so that's not great. So kind of hands off till we're back above 198 and correlating positively to that inflection zone. So there are your big cryptos, man. Hype in the chat. Let's go, dudes. All right, let's freaking switch it to gold, because who cares about crypto when we're looking at this? No freaking way. How's gold up 2.4%? And then like the potential dark cloud cover never has been, never will be. I think that's what we were talking about last week. You have to have confirmation with follow through, and you had zero. It was just highest daily candle close in the history of freaking gold. And guess what? Chances are high we'll see another all-time high in the next few hours, probably, because it's going nuts. It's unstoppable. There's nothing to do but sit in awe as fiat purchasing power collapses. the debasement trade. Onwards and upwards forever, Laura. Okay, that's it, man. That's just phenomenal. I don't even know. It's wow. How about, I wish we could find ascending triangles that would resolve like this in other places, because it's never like this, right? Heck, man, according to Bulkowski and his research, ascending triangles measured move typically only get about 70% of the measured move before they roll over. And this one's like quintupling the measured move. I guess we're just looking for a 3618 fib extension, 4,500 really. Okay. Gotta love it, dude. It's kind of scary because it's like, man, we're in the midst of some sort of fourth turning. Silver, you know, after it dumped, it recovered some, but not near the amount that we saw on gold. So that volume on the selling too was crazy. What was the highest volume spike on Friday we had seen since March of 2022? So multi-year highs on volume on the dump. But hey, that's a lot of volume. That's not much progress, sellers. What are you doing? How are you putting in that much effort in closing at the price you had seen 2 days prior? Not a big deal. Like, that's high effort, low reward. So, probably still stupidly, ridiculously bullish. In price discovery, mind you, and we're still the major multi-year 1272 fib extension target is $60. Give it time, man. Give it time. Phenomenal. A couple more of these old commodities. As you saw, palladium. God, what a freaking insane selling candle. Highest level since April of volume. But what'd they do? They took it down to this key inflection zone's bottom. Look at that, dude. Look at it. March 2020, the COVID crash low. They settled up right above it, right at it. And the buyers today, or yesterday now, have defended it successfully. They've just done that. Probably way higher than you can imagine. Any pullback on palladium is going to be a substantially higher low than the previous discernible swing low, 1086, and it's going to run again. The trend has reversed, ladies and gentlemen. It has reversed. You are in uptrend now. You are no longer in loser downtrend. You are no longer in accumulation phase for the composite operator. He got his fill of palladium. He's good now. It is the markup phase. It is time for the composite man that spent the greater part of 2 years accumulating. It's time for him to get paid. So he will, but price is gonna oscillate, but only higher lows and soon only higher highs. All right, palladium, hype in the chat. Platinum, another big red candle, at least at a strategic level for someone to sell. They did, but again, lots of effort, very little reward for the sellers. They could barely do anything. I mean, you just hit a level of liquidity where there was some supply and it sold off and it's fine. And probably soon, platinum participants are going to push the price back to that inflection point that stems back to 2013, 2010, and they will break it.
Carl tipped $25. Is there a bullish Gartley on Mr. Daily? Weekly looks like a massive ascending triangle, potentially.
I think it was a shark, right? We always had that shark. It was incomplete, and we were just waiting. I think it finally hit. All I can tell you, Carl, is we will look at it. All right, thank you so much, dude, for the $25 contribution. This 100% crowdsourced community. Thank you, dude. Cheers. Yeah, so I think platinum is going to be fine, man. Think about it. The bullish consolidation pattern performed wonderfully. hit the measure move, maybe even a little higher, and just wait, man. 17, wait for, you know, you break this, gonna be 1900, let's say 2000, 2200. Metal's gonna do things, gonna continue doing things. About some rare earth and strategic metals. Remember, perhaps you remember it. $70 that was once a support from 2015. Once a support from 2021, it is now support again after that nasty pullback. High volume. Again, remember we were talking about high effort, no reward, no movement. Not a good sign for sellers. What candle have they painted already? Anyone know what that candle is? Bueller. That's a morning doji star, Japanese candlestick reversal. And they're just happening to paint that perfect candle at the bottom of that day on my birthday. Perfect back test. Right? They reconfirmed the validity of this same level from 2015 as support and then painted the Japanese candlestick reversal. And now you have a new candle, the new day. It looks pretty good, man. That's kind of fall through. A higher close than you got on Friday. So pay attention to rare earth and strategic metals. That is a bullish back test. That is a bullish Japanese candlestick reversal pattern above a key level. And if it's real, right? If it's real, your upside, 85 bucks. 85 and then 98.85. So send it higher, Larry. Send it freaking higher.
Is this your homework, Larry?
See what happens, Larry?
Okay. Dude, remember Peabody Energy just kept going? And it's just consolidating up here. Looks almost like a little bit like Tesla was. Up against a big resistance with no pullbacks. 32.56 above 32.56, 37, 41 plus dollars. My God, man. Inverse head and shoulders for the ages. They even back tested it. Crazy. Gotta love it. Some of these commodities, man, really doing things. Coffee futures, remember, unstoppable. The trend anyway. And this is cup with handle. This is cup with handle, chat. In coffee futures. This would be NFT worthy. We've already painted this. I think I did it in 4K and my work didn't save. Cup with handle, man. And we will soon have the steam as the measured move of the coffee futures. And where would it take us? To levels not seen since the beginning of time, because we are up there. We're already in all-time high territory. The all-time high is back from February this year.
CFLT Weekly TF. GF found this one. Shout out from Canada, A.
What's up, Danky dude? Thanks for the 25 Canadian Super Chat. CFLT Weekly. We'll do it. Your girlfriend found this one. Wow. That's a keeper. Chad, have you ever had your girlfriend scanning charts, looking for trade setups? Put a ring on it immediately. I mean, that's like, why is it your girlfriend again? Why is it not your fiance?
Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
Okay. So I know we had cattle futures had pulled back, right? A little bit. Yeah. Still hanging in there, man. Right. Bullish inside bar technically was painted today. Technically. After Thursday, all-time high. Wednesday, all-time high. Tuesday, all-time high. Monday, all-time high. Friday, all-time high. You wish this was Bitcoin. Shoot, I think live cattle futures is better than gold. So you got cattle, you got gold, you got grills, man. That's real wealth, okay? Feeder cattle futures, I'm sure, similar. Yeah, same thing, just elevated after an all-time high a few days ago. It's nuts. natural gas pumped 9%. Just kind of wow, after hitting the lowest levels ever on this chart anyway. It gapped up 9%. Wow. Definitely in the basement. That's for sure. Yeah, they recaptured the 2024 lows. Okay, I wonder if that'll... I probably won't turn anything. There's nothing about it that's crazy, but... orange juice futures up 3%. But dude, yeah. You know what they did? Literally today/yesterday. They put in an intraday multi-year low. Orange juice futures trading at its lowest price in over 3 years now. Not just on the candle close on Friday, but they actually took that low point of Friday out today/yesterday, because it's now Tuesday technically. The orange juice, how it all concluded, that rising wedge, that false bullish breakdown, or a false bullish breakout at the conclusion of its development with lots of weekly bearish divergence. And then they even gave us a formal bearish back test in January of this year, and it was over. Utter collapse. And this is not over, right? Because why? Because most likely, from the lowest point, from 2019 to the highest point, we look for what? 886s. So deeper we go. In fact, we hit the 78% retrace on orange juice futures just Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. So lower to go. How much more before we see an 886? Shoot, dude, 24% downside potential. Get your orange juice while you can. Hoard it, man. Go buy some orange juice. Well, you don't even have to buy orange juice, orange tree seeds now, because it's going to be affordable at the grocery store, apparently, right? All right. So, I don't know, man. Just looking at going down commodity lane. Oh, yeah, real quick. Look left, look here, look, listen. Great news on total market cap for now.
I like turtles. I like turtles.
The old inflection zone, major level, incredibly important. They did break this, but then Morningstar follow through, and then recapturing, and then they reconfirmed. Right, you see 3.62 trillion. That's the candle high close from December 2024. That's like obviously the level from January they re-regarded as resistance. They have reconfirmed it as support. That's amazing, man. If they can keep the price propped above this 3.62, 3.67 trillion market cap level, if they can hold that given enough time, that's a false bearish breakdown, and it's being confirmed as that. And you know what they say? Well, you know what I say about false bearish breakdowns? They have consequences. And the consequences would be, in this situation, max upside, or at least upside to 3.94, let's just say maybe 4 trillion. If it was real, a real failed bearish breakdown, if it was a dragon, it looks like a dragon from where it is, you'd have like 7% upside. So rejoice in the fact that the sellers did break us down, and it happened to be my birthday. What a joke, dude. Why are you going to break down on my birthday? Confirm it with a candle close, and then this weekend recapture it and reconfirm it as support. We might be good. That is a technical event. Most days you don't have technical events, but over the course of the past 5 days, that's an event, and we must monitor this event because it could manifest into higher prices. Okay. I hope it's real, man. I really do hope it's real. Time to pay attention, that's for sure. It was definitely a prank, bro. Yeah, nice job, market participants, of course. Let's see here. So, that was total. We looked at, that was kind of random. Let's look at our Mag 7s now. We must. Well, we looked at one of the Mag 7s. Aapl. Getting upgraded, pumping like crazy. Obviously the top performer. But then we have a little bit of hopium to smoke on Meta, Zuckerberg. A little bit, man. It's not. We're not there yet, but. Bueller. Sorry. We're not there. We have an unfilled gap too. They gapped it up on Nothing Burger, so you think that'll fill sooner rather than later. Still waiting patiently on buyers to recapture 736. And then if we're lucky, they reconfirm its validity. When it was once resistance, it flips to support. That would be wonderful.
Hey Mitch, I see you're alive from birthday weekends. Can we take a look at GER and DOC? Thank you.
Gomi, the answer is yes. Thank you so much, dude, for the 42
Is that a joint?
noise contribution. Thank you, dude. Yeah, we'll look at that. Certainly no edge, but the only, on the oscillators on the daily, but one good thing about, I guess, the MACD histogram would be like they're showing positive momentum now for the first time since late September, and the buyers have recaptured neutral. They have rejected and somehow spring back tested the threshold, the bearish controls on threshold, which is neutral above 40. So we're all right. Highest relative strength reading seen since late September. Okay. But again, technically, we really want to see them recapture 736. And it's so wild how bad it's been performing compared to some of the others, right? Or you never even had, there was never even enough demand to see the 1272 fib extension anchoring the same exact way we would anchor Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia. Never saw it. So I'm just hoping we can recapture it. It's been disappointing. Yeah, how about Tesla? Our roof pattern, chat. Unbelievable. So you don't have to call it a roof pattern. It's almost a meme, okay? But dude, it's so symmetrical. It's beautiful. And you had that really nice bullish engulfing candle on Friday that gave us the highest daily candle close since the 6th. But they couldn't, even with that strength on Friday, they could not close above 439.75, which is an old swing high from January 17th. But today they gapped us up and they held above that level all day and kind of closed a little strong. And you got to wonder, are they working on a chimney? Not so fast, my friend, because we have earnings. Earnings on Wednesday evening, Wednesday after market close, where get out your slot machines, get out your coins, get out your dice, get out your random no one effing knows. It'd be nice to have some sort of breakaway gap, to 48 target 2, as this is a partially successful trade setup published back in the summer, back in July. Target 1 was like $400, and now we've just been sitting here consolidating for the greater part of a month. But now we have to worry about earnings, and it's like, see, that's the beauty of, right, being in a setup that's already partially concluded. You're up so much on your remaining position that it just doesn't matter what happens on earnings. For people more recently, yes, you are freshly asking to get wrecked, but you might hit the jackpot because you just don't know what's going to happen. I guess the good news is the one little silver lining about the last earnings report, you gapped down bad. It was a negative 8.2% drawdown.
You continue to teach me so much and have helped me improve my financial dependence massively. How's bad looking?
Dude, Sam, thanks so much for the 20 and the kind words, and it's an honor, man. It really is. I'm very grateful to have the ability, and thank you so much for giving me a chance, okay? Because, the internet is massive and super saturated with many different people trying to do the same thing that I'm doing or whatever. So you could be watching anyone, but you're here, and I'm very grateful for that, okay? Thank you, dude. It'd be an honor if you continue to watch. I'll do everything I can to make this continue to make this education centric. That's what it's all about. Investing in yourself. I am a tool for you to utilize on your trading journey. That's all I am. Okay? I'm a conduit from many smart people that put their life's work and research into the field of technical analysis, traditional technical analysis. The conduit from them to you. I'm not smart, I'm dumb, they're smart, I just learn from them, and I'm trying to teach you what I've learned from them. And that's all it is, okay? The roof pattern, that's Thomas Bulkowski. Discovered that thing 20-something years ago. Okay, so hopefully you all understand what's going on. I mean, we'll be here. I'll be here live again before earnings. But tomorrow's Netflix earnings. So anyway, yeah, again, the good news is, like I was saying before that TTS was going off, like at least the last earnings report was awful. Not awful in terms of like, it killed us, dude. You know, the trend was wonderful. It was another bullish back test. It was real nice, actually. But it was like, I'm just talking about the report was terrible for, you know, price action. 8% down. Yikes. So maybe they flip it to the other side, you know. Maybe we get something like we got in April. But April's different because the bottom of the whole, you know, that correction, that crash was going on. So there's just no telling. You can't ever act like you know. Just hoping for the trend to continue to be our friend. And guess what? We've been making higher lows since June of 2024. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. So, and really, if you got, see, you're not going to even have enough data, but you could almost, the way it's setting up, you could almost be able to say hidden bullish divergence is developing. Ridiculously higher lows with much higher levels of negative momentum, so much effort. Sellers have been trying with their negative momentum and they've just not been able to do anything but retest formally to the dollar the old all-time high from November 2021, the top of the everything. 1929, the 1929 of our times was November 2021 for everything. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. I'm talking NFTs, pictures of monkeys, yachts, luxury watches, art. Everything that exists was in a bubble. 3D printing, it doesn't matter. Everything was bubbling back then. We'll probably never see anything like that again. So good news, like, right, they have captured a key level, they have reconfirmed its validity as support, and maybe the roof pattern has broken out and we're starting a chimney. But understand, it's certain you're going into a coin flip Wednesday after market close, and that's it. Great trend though. Okay, Amazon up 1.6%. How? After what they did to everyone today on the internet, with their servers being down and malfunctioning, whatever, they have actually recaptured a key level. So good news. November 15th of 2024, that swing high, that swing low in January of this year, pretty much swing high in May of this year, they have recaptured it. They have recaptured the 200-day moving average. That's actually really good. That's like a step one of a recovery to do those things, but way more work to be done. You got to, dude, again, for Amazon, they've got to recapture 228, then they got to make higher highs than the bearish bat patterns, type 2 return, type 1 reaction, and then they got to make an all-time high. There's so much work to be done. But don't count it out. It's really hard to think that Amazon's this bearish pattern is going to perform well with what we're getting across the market, the macro, right? It's just, everything's getting, like, fiat is debasing at rapid levels, and there's not really a true chart outside of gold and silver themselves. There's not really a true chart that shows, like, hey man, there's the DXY. That's not the same thing. Okay. Money supply might be a way to look at it. Everything's going parabolic. Quantitative tightening is coming to a close too from the Fed. So inflation is going to rear its ugly head. So it's like, all right, how does, in that environment where pretty much like the market is just repricing everything, including Amazon, for monetary debasement, how can this really perform great? I don't know. Like, how could Apple be making all-time highs? Meta right around its old all-time high, you know, from beginning of 2025. Tesla, not too far off its all-time high. Google made an all-time high. Microsoft, Nvidia, the Kangs, the three Kangs of the summer, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, all made 1618 fib extensions. They were all repriced for what's going on right now. It's just hard to think that a bearish pattern could perform well in this environment. So you're looking at this and it's like, dude, I get it. It's there, but this might be as good as it gets. They could take it to 200 and I'd almost be surprised. That might be great, you know, like, in fact. So just keep that in mind. You're looking at a very bearish pattern. We've seen cycle reversing M shapes, type 2 returns like this, higher lows, breaking the 200. I mean, all this stuff, but dude, fiat purchasing power collapsing. So bearish patterns tend to be, you know, unreliable, and if they are reliable, like that's kind of it here. Amazon, somehow it was reliable, but how is it going to perform? Probably not great. It's not performing that great right now because they've already put in the top. They've already even put in a lower high, and it's like, how are we at 1.6%? Exactly. So look for this to maybe go sideways and bust. Yeah, in time. All right, Google, Jesus Chimes, man. Oh, wow. Okay, the end of power hour was great. I didn't see they actually broke the old all-time high from September 19th and confirmed above it. Highest daily candle close and highest intraday price in the history of Google. Hype in the frickin' chat. According to Bulkowski, this is a confirmed breakout of the bull flag. Because Bulkowski says he doesn't care so much about the flag breakout. He cares more about the top of the flag breakout. And that happened today. So rejoice. Google has not seen positive momentum since September 23rd. It's talking about a month. Look at this, man. This RSI is hot, but not too hot. 67.8. It's beautiful. I mean, condition like the histogram and the RSI, the oscillators, look pristine for more price discovery. How about we discover more price? High to low of the flag, 261, 264, 268. Those will be your three short-term targets if this is going to continue to run to levels we've never seen in the history of human civilization, okay? In ways kind of psychotic, hidden bullish divergence, right? A low on price and then like the stupidly higher low and then like way more negative momentum and it's now neutral. It's like matured hidden divergence. Well, here we go, man. Google, you can't stop it. Just remember where you're at. Where is Aapl? Aapl is where Google was literally August 25th, right? It was the first candle breaking and closing above the old all-time high from February. So what did Google proceed to do in the coming weeks after that one candle went up 23% in 25 days? This is like 1% a day. Well, that could be the case for Aapl. So pay attention to Aapl, you know. Could be beginning its price discovery journey, and it's over freaking due. One of the largest companies in the world via market cap. Okay. Whew. Let's go to Microsoft, only at 0.63%. Still in this, you know, what kind of structure is it? Well, it might be. We had a bullish engulfing. What I like is we had a bullish engulfing candle on Friday. We caught a follow through candle today. You can kind of see it. It's very choppy though. It might not even be the right way to assess or look at it, but you might be doing that. You might be. Put the lowest low in of the correction after the comical earnings report correction began, and the correction was pathetic relative to the run we had seen before the correction. They could be confirming accumulation from September 25th and this past week. Unreal. They could be confirming the highest lows in the history of Microsoft right now. And it could be time to run back to test that fateful July 31st peak, 556. Hey, like 556, man. It's that crazy on Microsoft. It really is. Wow. Not bad, man. It's like actually not looking bad right now. Now, this idea completely collapses, okay? Right? Everything's all about the ifs, about the data. If the price of Microsoft falls below 505, 504, this idea of confirmation of reaccumulation, it fails. It doesn't exist anymore. You could losing that, you're on the way probably back down to the low point from September 5th. So just keep that in mind. It's all about the ifs, and 505 is the threshold for the if of what we're seeing here. One low, the second low, both these lows higher than this low. Oh, we'll see. All right, Nvidia, the only of the Mag 7 down today. No problem, man. Right, just kind of they're trying to pivot it last week. It could be the highest low. It's potentially the highest low in the history of Nvidia that they're trying to put in right now. But there was no follow through off of Friday's bullish and golden candle yet. Just they're just taking the sweet time, man. This one's had its crazy run, just like Microsoft. There's just cash, and they're looking to make money on assets that are not hitting 1618s. It's now like a rotation station. Apple, possibly Tesla if earnings goes well. And then many semiconductors. My God, dude. AMD, fresh all-time high. Look at this thing, man. Jeez. I mean, we know this is a breakaway gap, meaning this gap is not filling anytime soon. If you're an AMD bro, a Lisa Sue Bay bro, waiting for 268, 289, 320. They have broken the old all-time high from March of last year, and they have now confirmed its validity as a support for the first time on Friday. Today, you caught follow-through. Highest level ever, but also the highest daily candle close ever. It's a sight to behold. Humble beginnings when it went back to $5, but now it's $240.56, up 3.21%. Amazing. Semiconductors, just crazy. What do you mean? This is what I mean. The semiconductors index, or the ETF, the aggregate of many different semiconductors, all-time highs, as Nvidia stalls out and it's just chilling, doing nothing. It's AMD leading the party, leading the show. Only happening after that beautiful price action from August and September. The resistance flipped to support once and then twice to confirm it, and it's just been running kind of ever since, outside of that one Trump tweet we got October 10th. Phenomenal, man. Really is just amazing. There's always a way. But they'll take the capital from the gains of other assets and they'll rotate it into others. So let me see here what we got going on. My God. I mean, we got a bubble going on here, or in the midst of developing. KLAC is a semiconductor. It was up 4.18% today, fresh all-time high, intraday and on the close. Amazing. Intel was up 2.95%. Well, we know what's going on this one. Many incredibly bullish things, where we have Wyckoff accumulation, a dream of all dreams, but bigger things going on. Look where they're at right now. It's an Encalagon the Black Dragon, okay, the largest entity in Tolkien's universe, because you go to the monthly on Intel and it's unbelievable. It's like you can't fathom the size of this structure, and you cannot fathom the exhaustion that exists on the oscillators. I mean, it is just so real. Bullish divergence, slightly lower low. Look at the amount of volume that came in, of course, because my government, and all that. But the high volume, and you're just up against the supply line. You haven't even truly broken out of the drag and the Encalagon the Black. We're going to be really pinpoint here with the anchoring. Yeah, you have not broken out, chat. Not even. Look at that. They've just tested 3950 is the breakout threshold. 3950. You break 3950, it's a breakout of the dragon. And if you do that, what would probably be the target in time? An 886. Which is going to take it to 62.25. Wow, dude. Intel, just nuts. Okay, this is the monthly too. It's insane. It is quite insane. Okay. Let me check my notes here. Good God. What is this one doing? I don't even know. I'm looking at the monthly on this and it's freaking nice, man. NXPI on the monthly. What a trend. And it's not crazy. It's not like, whoa, all-time highs. It's up against 239.72. If they can ever break that, oh my God, it's probably going to continue. Look at the hidden bullish divergence on the monthly RSI. No way. I'm not sure really what's it looking at on like the weekly. Oh, holy crap, dude. Oh my God. Look, they've broken a supply line and now they're like holding it. They're holding it broken out. And yeah, there's just some work to be done, but this is really interesting. They took it down to an 88. It's like a shark pattern, a shark continuation that's reacting really well. Look at it, dude. Oh my God, it's always the 886. It's so perfect, man. I wonder if if we'd be so blessed to get a type 2 return. But man, what a trend. Qualcomm, same thing. Same situation. They broke a supply line. They're holding. These are probably gonna go nuts. It's almost like you have like momentum shifting. Evidence the lowest, all of a sudden higher lows, holding the 200 week moving average. These levels are recaptured from 2021 and 2022. It actually looks all right, man. I mean, I would be imagining that Qualcomm is gonna be just fine and will continue to rise. Wow, man, wow, these things look good. Micron, what it do? All-time highs today. Kind of weird though, right? Bearish divergence. See, there are ones where they're just like, okay, wow, maybe opportunity. Maybe there's a lot of upside here. Good momentum, good trend. And then there's ones like Micron where it's like, bro, this thing has gone. I mean, they've just taken this to new levels. Micron and Intel. Intel, like, of course, there's way more upside, but dude, been straight up, you know, since that news-driven catalyst that broke us, that confirmed the Wyckoff accumulation schematic is real. So not much to do here, right? Not as strategic as maybe Qualcomm. I think Qualcomm might have more upside, like, you know, there's probably more value in that than this. It's all-time high premium, so. LRCX, another one that's just kind of gone nuts and is just hanging around consolidating. Not as crazy looking. Applied Materials. My God, dude, was it Amber's Head and Shoulder stuff? It's a dragon, maybe. Yeah, this one's not as great either. I mean, above 213, you could have a stop loss below that and let it ride, but you know, you're kind of targeting 245, 255, and okay, you're hitting that 886 up there soon, so not as much upside. ASML is another that's great, man. I mean, but you're unfortunately up against big time resistance. So to strategize this, it's impossible. But yeah, that's a crazy, like a really strong inverse head and shoulders by the looks of it. That right shoulder was higher than the left shoulder. And if it was definitely a shark pattern, and you're approaching like the profit taking levels for a swing trader, for a position trader of a harmonic. So yeah, it's great. I mean, it's probably going to keep going, but like, dude, we congregate here to look for those in pristine setups where there's max upside and you can strategize optimally. Okay, so we go on and on and on with these, but let's just get to these requests. I gotta eat some dinner, man. I'm so hungry. We've been live now an hour and 5 minutes. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, the bell, sub. It's the first live stream since the birthday. What a weekend, man. Alabama, that Alabama game was so freaking, I'll just say it was just aura. Straight auras. Whew. Whoa, what the heck? Okay. Yeah, let's get these requests out of the way. Total chat above 3.62, 3.67. We're in an incredibly good position We have identified a false bearish breakdown. It has occurred. It's confirmed as real, especially with yesterday's price action. They didn't just recapture, they reconfirmed. So my God, dude, the upside is incredible here, if it's real. All right, let's see. The first request really was Triple D, which is just more, it's not a trade setup that, I mean, it's a trade setup that is active and it's phenomenal. It's literally, it's over doubled, I think, since the entry. But all we're doing is just looking at it being like, whoa, would you look at these? Highest daily candle close confirmed on Triple D since February 24th. The daily was great, but it wasn't even the daily. It was the weekly. The weekly trade setup was posted, not the daily. It was the bullish deep crab harmonic optimum price, the 192, and then the type 2 return with evidence of seller exhaustion. But it just so happens that the type 2 return concluded its development at a level where historical rallies have always occurred, and that's what you're looking for. Find me a trade setup worthy of Mordor. It's like this. It's like completing extension patterns, but they're hitting harmonic optimum prices and they're visible type 1, type 2 returns. And it's all happening at levels where reversals have occurred again. But then you have evidence you have that bullish divergence occurring on the slightly lower low double bottom. It's a dream of all dreams, man. And it was a dealer's choice. Someone just tipped $20 and like, dealer's choice. And I was hitting the space bar. We might be onto something on this one. 3D printing? I don't know. But here we are. And you're still waiting on 460. I believe 460 is a conservative target one. Way more upside. You can't even believe it. You cannot believe that there's still more upside on Triple D. Like 23% more upside here. Oh, man. Okay, so thanks again, 3D printed tenders. Tastes like plastic. Oh, yeah. All right,
Last time I asked about $R, this time I will ask for SQM stock. I think it's a good place to buy AOR. What do you think?
Anonymous, all I can tell you is that we will look at it. Okay. Thank you, dude. Really appreciate the contribution and the request. All right. Cheers, bro. Let's get it rolling. Continue. The next one was MicroStrategy that you said Gartley, but I might be wrong, right? Like, oh yeah, it was that. Let's see. What did I have? Well, we do have for sure some sort of M shape, but it has not hit that 886. To me, I don't think it's a Gartley. I think it's like X, A, and then B, and then the higher high on C gives you the differentiating variable. So it's a shark, not a Gartley, where you have a lower high on the C point, and then the 88% retrace has not been achieved yet. So I'm just being real. I don't think there's any action to take on MicroStrategy right now. Not right now. You could, whatever, if you're taking along, I don't think it's strategic. I think there's more downside potential on MicroStrategy. Not too much more, but my issue with this potential shark pattern is, say we get to the 886. There's not really anywhere looking left that helps this pattern. When you remember, when M shapes conclude their development, you want them to be concluding their development when it just so happens there's key support resistance reversal areas that it's at. Okay, so like say there was like, oh, back here in 2022 there was a swing high, look, it was a double top, bro. You do something like this and it's like, or whatever. Let me move this. Oop. I'm the composite operator, man. I can move the double tops. You can say back here, man, it was like that. And then it makes more sense. Then it's like, wow, that's a really strong argument down there. You know, there's more. I think there's a higher probability that market participants might hold and defend that level but you don't have that on this. So it makes it kind of like a weaker argument. That's what you always want. Anyone can identify M shapes completing, W shapes completing randomly in random spots. But the strongest, the most amazing M shape, W shapes is when they're concluding their development at historical inflection points. It's very hard to find them. It's rare. But that's where you really get an edge on the market. So you have not completed this. You have lower to go before it completes. Right now, I don't really see anything that sticks out as amazing. Maybe a little bullish divergence here. Hey, yeah, maybe. Maybe they're diverging the RSI. Yep, sure, dude. Yeah. Low, lower low, a lower low again. Hey, great news. One thing that happened today on MicroStrategy on the daily that probably the only people in the world seeing this, they have buyers have taken the RSI out of the bearish control zone. So that's really good. I hope it's real. In the end, MicroStrategy is probably just going to kind of track Bitcoin, but not at the same time, right? Remember, MicroStrategy is off its all-time high, 45%. Bitcoin is off its all-time high, virtually, by 11%. Big difference. We know this. We've studied the crap out of this. Remember, Bitcoin, $46,600. Bitcoin, 65K, all-time high. Wow, substantially lower. Look, Bitcoin, 69K, all-time highs again, substantially lower. And then it was over. So you're definitely kind of doing the exact same thing as last cycle on MicroStrategy for now. And that's it. Up 2.3%, hype in the chat. Let's do it, man. One thing to note is at this point, this is a stat. And I found this out, I think this weekend or on Friday. Market participants collectively have lost over $17 billion longing and owning Bitcoin treasury companies. That's just real. That's happened in this past year. So make of that what you will. You know, I don't care about the stat, but that's real. People taking underwater on their Bitcoin treasury longs when Bitcoin's down 11% off its all-time highs. Yikes. Okay, let's go do a CFLT. Confluent. Oh, I like that company name. Confluent Incorporated. Hey, I've been here before. My God, they are really holding it, aren't they? Is this Wyckoff accumulation? Maybe. My God, they're defending it like clockwork. But again, right? Okay, if we're wanting to swing trade here, are we not looking for what we would want on this asset if we wanted to truly have the best long setup? Is for sellers to take the price back down to this inflection zone one more time locally. Then we have a Bukowski pattern, right? We have some sort of slightly higher low. We have evidence of more than before, right? The oscillator resets after getting overbought. That divergence crap, resets. You come down here one more time, it might be great for an entry. Could be a type 2 return of a shark pattern or something like that. Yeah, a 113 shark maybe. Like XA. Is it a 113? Let's check it out, man. 113 down here. 110, 111. So you're in that 3% differential to where it's a valid shark. You get a type 2 return on here. Maybe what they're doing is concluding a bearish 5-0 right now. Nah, 382. So you could go a little higher and fill that gap. Yeah, a little bit more upside on this thing to go fill a gap, hit a 50% retrace before rolling over. But this would give you an optimum entry. This is probably what you would want if you wanted to truly go long. Right now, it's impossible to manage risk because you're not longing an asset that is trading favorably at a key level. You're just not. They already did the thing in August. So you want to retest locally. You want a local confirmation low. You want a local higher low to give evidence of more than before for the best entry. Okay, you get down here, you don't just have an edge, you're now able to manage your risk optimally, where you have a stop loss strategically placed, and you know your upside is literally maximum. So an edge, and it's strategic. Back at 18 bucks, 1783, 1653. Okay, keep your eye on it, man. So it's a good request in ways. Confluent Incorporated on the weekly, he says, but come on, man. The daily. It's cool you have bullish divergence in the weekly. Yeah, you do. You do. Maybe it plays out. Maybe it's a weekly dragon pattern. Yeah, maybe it's a weekly dragon. You're up against the supply line. Can't you see? That's a creek, man. You break that, maybe you're jumping across the creek.
IQ, perfect $2 gap fill. Time to run yet?
Hi IQ stuff. What's up, dude? Are you Galaxy Brain? I know you, man. Thank you, dude. Beautiful range. I mean, my God, it's like, what are they doing here? But yeah, exhaustion. But it's always best to have some maybe form of accumulation with a higher low. That would be perfect. We may never get it, but that is when you're hitting the space bar 1,000 times in a day. That's what you want if you can get it. It's the best. All right. Thank you again, Mr. Danky1101. Thanks, dude. Gorilla Technology. We've been here. Yikes, dude. They broke some sort of demand line. Hold on a sec. Whew. Gorilla. I wonder if GRRR and ARRR, like you have pirates and you have gorillas on different markets, men.
Love your work. Thank you. Can you please check Wise Themes General AI ETF? It's a long-term bag. Many thanks.
Jalaga. Thanks, dude. For the 2456 super chat. Yeah, we can do that. I'll do my best, man. All right. That's all I can promise is I'll do everything I can. So Gomi's requesting GER because 1639 is a key inflection zone. You can see it going back to 2023. I mean, one of the biggest pump of this asset's life was there, or one of them anyway, right? So you're up against it. He's probably like, oh, is that a sharp? It is a sharp pattern. But dang, man, the most recent data isn't that great. So if you wanted to play it, Gomi, I'm not saying it's the strongest setup because you had some sort of like buying climax, blow off top kind of, a sell off. And the problem is like the more recent price action, like these highs are now lower than this high. You know, certainly on GRRR, there are way less market participants involved than we saw in March. And guess what? Even in March, there were less market participants involved than we saw in July 2023, less than before, than April 2023, less than July 2022. It has been a scam the whole time. So now on the top side, not looking great now, right? That's less than before. And guess what? We now have evidence and confirmation of less than before. So like on the top side, it's looking really bad. Another crappy thing about GRR is you're not trading below the 200-day simple moving average. But yes, you are up against a support. And on the bottom side, they are trying to make higher lows. So best case scenario, you could say this is more neutral than anything, but I just hate the top side of things. Don't like below the 200. And if you were going to be long on this, you wanted to be an opportunist, it's really a little off here. If you wanted to be an opportunist, probably your threshold, your tolerance is below 1657. That's it. You probably don't want to own this asset below 1657. I'm just being real with you now. If you are in it, it's like perceived caution. That's all I got, man. Okay. Yeah. Could be it, man. Could be an entry. Just Pay attention to the levels. It's going to dictate everything. Which way this breaks. Yeah, Gorilla Glue, man. Oh my god. Alright, let's see here. Gummy wanted also Doc. Not DocuSign, but just Doc. Health Peak Properties. Ooh, kind of pretty good. Interesting. Hold on. Let's go to the weekly. I do have memory of this place. You know what, man? In ways, this is kind of crazy. Because you have the spring back test occurring since May, though. The old all-time low from 2003. They violated it, they recaptured it, and they're now attempting to reconfirm it throughout the year. You do have a couple of lows. You have like daily double bottom. I mean, in a way, man, it's like a Gartley. Isn't it? Oh. My God. No way. It's like, it is a SHAR. No, I'm sorry, it's a BAT. 50% on B and 886 on D. Maybe a type 2 return. The issue is you're just so far removed from the optimum entry, which is 1654. So that's a extremely high volume candle we saw last week for some reason on Health Peak. But how's Health Peak Properties? Oh, Health Peak Properties is real estate. Duh. So a real estate trust is possibly putting in a really nice bottoming structure. Yeah, possibly, right? It could be like type 1 reaction and then the type 2 return, maybe. I think Scott Carney would say probably not. That's probably not deep enough to be a type 2 reaction or type 2 return, but it's a confirmation low after an M shape completes. And guess what? Remember that whole thing we were talking about where we want M shapes to be completing, and it just so happens they're completing where? Oh, at extremely real levels. You got it on Doc, actually. It's kind of crazy. So, like, let's just keep this here. I mean, keep it on your watch list. I mean, this is quite possibly how it bottoms. Maybe. This is the weekly. Something to pay attention to. Gummy. Or is that Gummy? Hey, Gummy. Not bad. Pretty on the 3-day. The daily, though. Very pretty on the daily. My God.
Thoughts on UPS?
What's up, CJ? I don't know, dude. They're upping, dude. The UPS, the peoples, they're not doing great. They're getting replaced by robots, aren't they? I saw a video of a delivery guy, and there's like those, those Boston Dynamics dog robots. They're delivering stuff now. Like, they're going to people's doorsteps. They're climbing stairs. And they're opening this compartment, and then they're lowering, and they are delivering packages to people's doors. It's happening. You're cooked. We're cooked, man. Really nice here, right? What's cool about this on the daily on Doc is like, man, God, 18 bucks. What is 18 bucks here? How have I identified that? I don't know. I don't know why I have 18 bucks. Maybe it's a weekly candle close or something. Yeah, interesting, right? It's a nice bottoming structure. So Gummy, yeah, let's pay attention to this. I'm not saying, hey, all in or whatever. I'm just saying nice. Nice request, man. Okay. Like, eventually, even in pullbacks or whatever, as long, like, at this point, anything higher than 1654, any higher low, like, eventually, like, I don't know how long it'll take, man. It could take months to just chop around here, but eventually, this, yeah. I cannot be surprised if that eventually happens off this, because it's happening such a good level. All right, let's move on. Good job, Gummy. Simon wants to look at Baba, which is a concluded trade setup. But, dude, Baba, maybe concluded, but we discussed the trend's your friend. The trade setup structure was just what ushered in. It was the harbinger of the new trend. The higher highs, the higher lows. And guess what? The pullback. And they've recaptured key levels. Your target's 205 to 211. That's next on Baba. All right? That's how Baba's looking. 164, 168. You're golden for 211, 230, 267, 299. Baba, second largest e-commerce giant in the world, in extremely bullish trend, and currently trading above a godlike inflection zone. It is just 164, 168. Look left, Larry. Straight to 205, 211. Well, that's it. That's the update. Bullish as F and targeting for way higher. How much higher, percentage-wise, from where it is right now? You're targeting for like 20 to 23% higher. Okay, nice stuff, dude. Weekly bet on UPS. Oh, yeah, man. Remember, 100% crowdsourced streams. We did the $20 minimum. Remember, so make sure you're at that threshold by the time we get there. Thank you, dude. Okay, next request was for... thanks again, Sandman. SQM for Anon, right? Yep, that's it. Next one. Sociedad. Oh my god, it's some sort of miner maybe in Chile. I'm guessing there. No, it's chemicals. I've been here somehow. Let's go to the weekly. See if there's anything going on. Incomplete M shape. Nothing really sticks out, right? You've been in a downtrend. You made a lower low, lower high, lower low, maybe the same high, and you're up against a local high. You're up against a real high from 2009. Thank you, CJ. Yeah, dude, we'll look at it for sure. Maybe it's that swing high they're trading up against. I look at it and just don't really see anything that's like actionable, that's like real amazing. You know, again, like it's a formula, it's a framework that is tried and true, and it's like if it's there, it's freaking there. If it's not there, then all we can do is talk about levels. You break 43.74, and if it reverses the trend, which is in a downtrend right now, it has been in a downtrend, man, since 2022, and there's nothing you can say about it that's making it in an uptrend, okay? It's been downtrending. Until you're making consecutive higher highs, higher lows, you're downtrending. So the trend sucks for this one right now, and you don't have any real structures that... make me excited about it, and risk management wise, I don't really know how we would manage our risk optimally on this one. So if they break they're above 43.74 and it's gonna run, I could tell you would target for 59.72, but that's about it so far. Okay, it's meh, right? Again, we're looking for the setups if we can. Thank you, Anon. All right, IQ for high IQ stuff. Let's see here. Bro, Pudgy Penguins, bro. Oh my god, dude. Pudgy Penguins. He's right, man. Gosh dang, dude. Remember, we were looking at this one last week. People were scared. They were disappointed, but look at this, man. Up 8.37%. It just happened to be, we discussed, got two birds stoned at once. Not only did they, for the first time, retest the bottom of the inflection zone, they also filled the gap from August. It happened, and it just so happens these beautiful Chinese people, you know, because it's a Chinese stock, they're probably trading it at the highest, right? They did the thing. They respected the TA so well. What a pop today on day one of the new week. And that, again, you're still looking at an asset that is at the lowest levels, the highest upside potential if it's actually going to play out. If it's a real swing low right here, it's the highest low of the developing new uptrend. You understand? If it's holding here, it's up 8.37%. Forget it, dude. 8.3% is a joke. compared to if this is real, the upside potential is 139%. So IQ, he says, a perfect $2 gap fill. Time to run yet? We don't act like we know if it's going to run. We just know they just filled the gap and at the same time reconfirmed the validity or formally spring back tested 204, $2. Highest low of newer trend with maximum upside. So make of that what you will on IQ, dude. It's crazy. I love it. All right. Thanks again, high IQ stuff. You're right. This is super high IQ. Wise themes, Gen AI, ETF. What does that mean? Wise themes? I don't even know. What's the ticker, bro? Jarzagar, could you give me the ticker of this? Always be sure to put the ticker, because I don't know. I typed in Wise Themes, nothing came up. I typed in Gen AI, nothing came up. Could you help me out here real quick, if you could? Thanks. I will wait for that. I'm going to look at UPS real quick while I get that info. I don't know why I'm muted. Oh my God. Okay. God, I'm so hungry, dude. Look. Here we go again. Let me just read it. I did a real good job, but you'll never know. So I'm going to try again. It's going to be terrible. Okay, man. Your trend is terrible. You're in a lower high, lower low situation for years. Okay? What we look for is evidence of a composite operator, a guy, an entity, or multiple entities that are taking stake in a stock. What does that mean? That when that's occurring, there are typically structures that develop over long periods of time that indicate what they're doing. In this situation, there is no evidence of that. There is no one out there that is accumulating a position on UPS. Sure, there is a little bit of exhaustion on the oscillators. Sure, give you that. So all you got going is you're hoping that the divergence, the bullish divergence in an extremely bearish trend, you're hoping that it performs or it's reliable first off. And if somehow by the grace of God it is reliable, you're praying to God that it performs well. But bullish indicators, bullish patterns, all of that in bearish trends tends to underperform. So unpredictable of if you get in on some exhaustion and it rallied, it's unpredictable where it would conclude the rally. It could be the most, but it could just run up to 89 bucks. It could run to 92.66 and then roll over and eventually see 76, $79, right? You're just always looking for evidence that there is someone with a crap load of money and they are accumulating a position, and you have none of that here. Does that make sense? Nothing about this to me. I don't get it when you have a finite amount of capital, but you have an infinite amount of assets that you could scan through and look for a long. Why UPS? Why?
Michael McCall, a Texas representative, just took a 1 mil position in core and main. It's near a demand line with a gap fill target. Limited data, but let's look at Sinem. RR 3 to 1 Momo trade.
All right. Yeah, we'll look at it, man. Think you did. All right, so let's chill. Been live hour and 40 minutes now, and the requests just keep coming in. It's like I don't know why y'all are requesting an hour and 40 minutes in. Like y'all should be, everyone should be getting their requests in while I'm doing the first hour of the stream. Like it shouldn't be like, oh man, he's been doing requests for 40 minutes. Let's throw more requests on him when we know he's been live for an hour and 40 minutes now, right? I mean, it's just a courtesy thing. I do appreciate the contributions, but it's like, can we just get them in earlier so I kind of get a glimpse of what I got coming on? But it's like, I'll be ending the stream 2 hours in and someone will tip to look at something. And it's like, what am I supposed to do, man? Like, I'm a human, I'm not a robot. Oh, AI needs to replace me, dude. Okay, wise. There it is, themes generated. Well, we know this is in no way a fresh long, but great momentum, that's for sure. Wow, great trend. They never back tested the old all-time high, which is kind of sketch. I mean, it might be just so strong that they can't do it. You're just consolidating. You've been consolidating since September. Not sure what kind of consolidation. Maybe it's upsloping here. Something like that. It's really strong, man. It's just kind of weird that how in the world are they just not letting the asset go test that February high? James Gar, and they certainly didn't ever back test 40. So there's no value. You'd be paying all-time high premium on this. I'm not sure really the structure is giving you an edge, an increased probability of higher prices or lower prices right now. So it's like we can look at it, and what I can do is just like Fibonacci, and you've achieved a 1272. You've certainly done it twice, and if they were going to continue the run, 40 or 50 bucks would be your 1414. 1618 is 5340. That's about it. You know, I would like it. You know, if you ever wanted to long something, you're looking for these two swing lows to formally test the old high, and they couldn't do it. There was just too much demand. But even if there's too much demand, it makes it tougher on the trader, because like you want that, because they could take this down now and go retest it. So like you're always looking for that. So oh god, it sells off, let's come down, lose it, and then recapture, then reconfirm it, and then that's your freaking optimum entry. Oh my god, dude, NASDAQ 100 alert, chat. Chat, it's done. We have a fresh all-time high on the NASDAQ futures right now. Breaching the October 9th, October 10th, October 8th all-time highs. No freaking way. Done it, man.
Look here. Look, listen.
You cannot stop this rally. You can't. Let's go, dude. Pump this S as our fiat purchasing power collapses. Okay. Last request. CNM. Yeah, gap down on earnings. That, oh my God. Distribution services, that's an understatement, but it's more like accumulation services based on the higher lows we are receiving here. Is there any way to strategize? This dude's not longing via technicals, of course, but see, they're not, like, why could we not get to like 47, you know? Trying to grasp for straws here. Not even 886. They had a 786. It's nice. But, you know, lower keys, just talking about Michael McCall, Texas representative, just took $1 million position in core and main, near demand line with a gap filled. Oh, okay. You're talking about the channel. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Oh, dude, you are. You could make it that way. So if you're if this is the uptrend conceptualized, lower keys, you're testing the oversold threshold of the uptrend. So maybe that's the way it can be played. Shoot, dude. If you're a channel trader, you're gonna take a shot. I mean, probably the problem is like it could fall below this demand line and hit 47 bucks and still be actually 47 to 45.60 and still be like fine because it's like this mega liquidity zone. Look at this. Like it still would be okay down here. It would be optimum here. I would prefer it here, but if you got a insider, a government, government worker buying now, maybe it's time. You know what the target is? The gap fill, or at least the old all-time high back from April 2024. It's probably your target zone, 60 to 62 bucks. Yeah, I would go with that. Very nice, very interesting here. So do it, man. Let's ride the coattails of these frauds and make some money. Why not? 3 to 1. It would be. I think it'd be equitable. 60 bucks, $62. Sure. Nice, dude. All right. Well, chat. Been a good stream. Thank y'all for coming out. Gotta get some food, man. I'm starving. NASDAQ futures hitting a fresh all-time high. You cannot stop this market. Gold all-time highs. Apple all-time highs. Google all-time highs. Semiconductors ETF all-time freaking highs. When Bitcoin all-time highs, dude. When? Well, we have a glimmer of hopium to smoke on. Okay? We have an idea. We have a potential dragon on Bitcoin. We just do. If we stay above this zone, if we can stay above 106.4 to 109 long enough, the dragon will hold as a valid and viable idea, and our upside would literally be just the top of the trading range. So let us pray that the dragon has broken out of its cage, out of Angband, and will wreak havoc across all of Beleriand. If you know, you know. All right. Well, thank y'all for coming out. Thanks for lifestyle support, contributions, everything in between. I'll be back later. Until next time, respect the TA.